The district mission is to build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. So, as part of our job, we need to enlarge, to broaden the boundaries of our district. We need to make sure that more people can join and benefit from all the advantages that Toastmasters offer. So today we have the privilege to receive three great presenters who are going to talk about club building. The goal of this session is to empower you, members, to be able to create new clubs. Sometimes some people have the intention, they would like to create a club, they do not know where to start or what to do first. The goal tonight, this afternoon, is to ensure that you know what to do. And this job is being done by the District Extension Committee, a committee that is there to support any initiative for club growth in the district. And we will have three sessions during this workshop. The first one will be entitled Prepare, the second one, Begin, and the last one, Complete. The first session is going to be presented by a lovely leader of District 81, an immediate past district director, DTM Fabiola Cleofa. DTM Fabiola Cleofa has been a passionate Toastmaster since 1993. During these years, she obtained her Distinguished Toastmasters designation 3 times and is working on finishing her first Pathway DTM in this educational year. Being part of the district trio has given her a better perspective of the mission of the district. Over the years, she has been involved in numerous club building efforts, from being club sponsor, mentor, and even club coach. This experience she has used to guide others in chartering clubs successfully. Last year, as a district team has chartered 16 new clubs, something that she has been very close involved together with the club growth director. This afternoon, she will be sharing with us some essentials when preparing to charter a new club. Fellow Toastmasters and friends, let's welcome warmly our immediate past district director, Fabiola Cleofa.
You just heard from our club growth what is the mission of the district: to build new clubs. So when we are promoting to build new clubs, is there more space for more clubs in our district? We would say it depends how we see it. For starter, it is the mission to build new club, and you might ask why. And the reason why is because we want to give more persons the ability to benefit from Toastmasters. So yes, as we have talked about building new clubs, and the reason why we need to build new clubs, because from clubs we are sharing with individuals the benefits that we get from Toastmasters. Because in each club we build individuals, but we need to have clubs to bring in more people. And we have a diverse group of people all over the globe, even in the Caribbean, with our 180 something clubs. We still have more space for more clubs because there are a lot of other possibilities outside there. And building a new club is also part of our development as leaders. I have been blessed with having had the opportunity to grow in my Toastmasters experience. And at this point, all that I have learned throughout the years, these are what I can offer others. in order for them also to continue to grow, to continue to build themselves and become better leaders and better communicators. So, how do we start a club? First of all, I'm going to go over these topics because my colleagues will build on these. But first, going on to sponsors and mentors duties, how we go about to identify corporate or community or whatever type of club we want to establish, and what are the things that we need to do in order to prepare us to go for that. First thing first, let me see how we did on our survey. So I had results. I'm going to share this with you. So we have 10 people of the, how many that are here, that voted, and most of you are thinking about starting a club in the future. A couple of you, about 3, that are about to start one, and 2 that just started one. Interested. So I hope that this session will be uh, catering and giving you some more perspective on how to go about and do this. So, so the first thing that you need to think about is not when to have that first demo meeting. That is the last thing that you will do when preparing to start a club. The very first thing is determine what you want to do. Do you want to be a club sponsor or a club mentor or both? And why? A lot of people, yes, because I need it for my DTM requirement. And that is the only reason for you to start a club. Uh, is it because you see a need in an area? Is it because you want to help others to also gain the benefit? So it is very important for you to stop and think what you would like to do, because there is a difference in being a sponsor or a mentor, and the time involved and the responsibilities involved. Next, you need to determine what type of club you want, whether it is a community club, a corporate club. It doesn't matter which type of club. The first thing I would recommend everyone, if you want to start a club, before thinking of putting a date for the demo meeting, make it a project, and preferably your high performance project. Why? Because doing it as a high performance, it structures you, give you a structure to go about starting a sustainable club, whether it is community, corporate, GAFA club, whatever club you want to start. Structure it in a way that at the end, it is a sustainable club. And don't start with the first meeting, and after that try to find out, where am I going to find the members? Who is going to help me? Where do I have to target No, by starting to think it through, putting a mission, a vision for the type of club that you want to establish, and from there you will start putting the other aspect of starting a club. Find your team. Very, very important. You cannot build a club by yourself. You need to have a team. If you do it, you will burn out before the end. And your team would be fellow Toastmasters. Sometimes it can even start with an idea of a non Toastmaster who will become your partner in starting up this club. That person also would be part of your team. Also, you need to think about, am I going to be sponsoring and mentoring this club? Do I have the stamina? Do I have the time? Can I partner with other Toastmasters to help me? Remember, your base is 20 members, brand new members if you're going to start a community club or even a corporate club. Are you able to mentor all 20? I doubt it. So you need a team, and preferably also find a sponsoring club, because from the sponsoring club you can fall back and find members, experienced Toastmasters to help you in mentoring, in guiding, in training this new club. And lastly, connect with district leaders. They have the know how, and also they will guide you through the process. You can say, okay, I will get the manual and then read it through it, but believe me, there is in the manual, you will not find the fine prints. You will not find the little things that will block you from keeping going forward. So you need to have the your district leaders to help you in forming this club. So you decide, I want to be the sponsor. You're taking it on. You have done your high performance, chart it down, what you want to do, how you want to build it, in what direction, what target group, who will be your teammates. Your duties as a sponsor is to organize this new club. And organizing means that having in place, for starter, your team, also having in place where you are going to target. If you are going to do the PR to promote this club, to get members, potential members. So all these organization steps, you are the one that will be doing it as a sponsor. If you have a co-sponsor, both of you will brainstorm and fine print what are the things that needs to be done. Try to find location, know how to go about setting up the finances of the club. All those type of things, as a sponsor, it is your responsibility. Also, the first couple of meetings to be started as a sponsor, you are the one that will be guiding this, helping the new group to start meeting regularly. Later on in the second part of this webinar today, you will get more in details about how to organize the meetings. And you will have to be the one also responsible to help complete the paperwork and plan the charter ceremony. Your task, your duty finishes at that point with the charter presentation, and that can be whenever during your chartering and establishing the club. This part also, details of the paperwork will be dealt with later on. But the sponsorship can run from 3 months to 6 months. It depends how organized you are. Later on, again, you will hear also that you can, if you take a good planning, you can charter a club in about a month and a half, if you do it correctly and do all the charter, the planning in advance and in detail. There are several clubs that type of clubs. One of them is corporate club. And I think I messed up my slides here, but I'll just go along with this now. Um, Establishing a corporate club, contrary to how we have been going about chartering corporate clubs, I do recommend everyone to take a good study of this manual that has been put out by past international president Pat Johnson. And on our Caribbean website, we do have a webinar that she was a visitor and gave good points on what to do when chartering a corporate club, because most of the time we go about chartering a corporate club in the same manner that we are chartering a community club or a specialty club. And the needs of corporate, and I must say here also, the needs of Rotary and Rotary Alliance are the same, corporate and Rotaries, because their interest lies a little bit different, and the structure of their meetings, for them to get most out of the educational program of Toastmaster, you will have to approach them a little bit different. But this will come on a later part. As I mentioned, when planning to start a club, a team is very essential. You can have your team that consists the immediate core team of 4 persons. You can go also with 2 if you want to, if the sponsors are being also the mentors. But for one, it can be very heavy on one person to do that. And the other one is it is a great opportunity to share this with others that also get the opportunity for starting a club, as they also need the requirements to finish their DTM track. But each person that's on the team, they need to understand their role, and they need to be committed to do it, because starting a club is not just about getting one more club into the district. It is building a club to help individual to develop their communication and leadership skills. So you do not just start a club to finish and get your requirement, but you start a club with a commitment to establish a sustainable club. The other team on your the other body on your team would be sponsoring clubs, and you can have up to 2 sponsoring clubs. And what are these? These are most of the time your home club, from the 2 sponsor, or maybe from a sponsor and a mentor. These persons, they will get the recognition. This club, they will get the recognitions of being part of establishing a new club, and their responsibility is to support the sponsors and the mentors with experienced Toastmasters to help, especially in the first couple of meetings, to be role players, evaluators, general evaluators, Toastmasters of the meeting, trainers of training modules like how to structure your speeches, how to evaluate. they will be able to help in providing this for the new club. And it is a support to have your club behind you. And the other persons on the team to support is naturally the district director and the club growth director, because they will help to finalize and guide and help with resources. Now the other one is the mentor. What is a mentor? A mentor is someone who shares his or her expertise and knowledge with one or more people who have less experience. Setting up this team, I always say the mentors would be the first to be individual mentors for any of the executive committee members and the overall club mentoring. By taking on to mentor one or two of the executive committees as a club mentor, you are also helping them with establishing the structure and the culture of the club. And for the rest of the members in the club, you will get also from the sponsoring club individual experienced members who wants to mentor one of the 13 or 13 plus members, new members, with helping them as you would have helped individual in your own club. So that is what the mentor is supposed to be. And the two mentors will be the ones that will guide this process of the pool of individual mentors for the new members of this new club. The official duties of the mentor is to ensure the club is strong and fully functional. And fully functional means that if you are mentoring a club for 6 months, there are things that will happen in the other 6 months that you are not there if you are just for the 6 months. And if you're planning to be there only for 6 months, ensure that the executive knows all the other events, the parts of managing a club when they are the rest of the year, the rest of the 6 months that you are not there. And a club can start in the middle of the year. So the things that will happen in the first 6 months of the year, they haven't experienced yet. So you need to be there to help them to experience this and give them also the guidance on a complete year, not only half year or 6 months. Confirm that officers understand their duties and have the tools they need to perform all of them. The types of clubs. So types of clubs that we have. We have corporate club. I elaborated a little bit on that already. And there are 2 links here that I do recommend for you to look at. And these are the ones that I mentioned already of Pat Johnson. We then have community clubs. And community clubs can be all kinds of different type of clubs. You can have closed community clubs, and you can have also semi open club community clubs. You have clubs for bilingual. You have clubs that you attract people that speaking Dutch in your community that is usually English speaking, and you have specialty clubs also, and advanced club. Now, each one of these clubs, they have their requirements. Usually, you think about 2 types. advanced and community and corporate and specialty, and you think about two types only. Corporate community and specialty clubs, they are clubs that you need to start with at least 17 completely new members. They haven't been Toastmasters before, and you can have about 3 dual members. Advanced club, you can start with members that are in other clubs already. Now, this sometimes poses a problem because you are just 2 members away to finish and getting your 20 minimum members to charter a club. And you have a couple of other dual members that would like to be part of this club, new club, but you cannot complete your chartering process because you don't have that minimum of 17. So this sometimes is the task and the role of the sponsors, because before you start, you need to know your potential, where to get the targets of clubs, of members that you need. And specialty clubs are clubs that can be for only new clubs, but also advanced members. And you can have specialty clubs. I have also here 2 links that I can share later on that can give you some ideas, because specialty clubs also, you can have dual members and start in new club with as a specialty club with advanced or dual members, depending what the criteria are. I will looking at our timer. Are there any questions maybe in the chat, or anyone that has a question from what I've shared up to now? Was it so clear?
ETM Fabiola?
Yes?
Yes, Sandra here, Toastmaster Sandra here. Can you talk a little bit about the specialty club, what exactly a specialty club is?
You can have all kinds of specialty clubs, like a book reading club. And here, mind you, even the specialty clubs, they will follow the educational program. So for instance, you want to start a book club. What will happen is that all members, they will log in, they will get their path, but you will say that each month or each meeting, I would say each month because each meeting might be too much, but each month you will identify one book, and table topics goes around that book. Speeches are going about that book. Your theme of the meeting will go about that book. And what will happen is that everybody will be reading that book, and they will bring it up in the way that they are doing their projects, table topics, and everything. You have a storytelling book, storytelling club. I wanted to be member of a storytelling club because I found it very fascinating. The first time that I visited that club, even their evaluation, they will formulate it into a story. And it will go through the same structures that you are accustomed to. But their main thing is storytelling. You have a debating club, a club that their main focus is prepare everyone for debating. So you can imagine that they will have a lot of debates in their meetings, but it also the members that are working their parts, they will be concentrating on that. There is a club that concentrate on preparing for evaluations. So their main focus is evaluation. So you will have, for instance, two speeches, and they are specializing in giving panel evaluation, um, uh, back and forth, tell and sell evaluation. They will have evaluation workshops, trainings, and participating at evaluation contests would be a must for a club like that. So you can bring up a lot of different speciality that you want your club to focus on. And when you are starting a specialty club, you may want to, you can have more than, you can make it like an advanced club and put your minimum criteria. For instance, you will say, okay, this club is an advanced club for anyone that is a competent communicator or level 2 or even level 1, or any non-Toastmaster that is a storyteller that wants to be part of this group. So the sponsor that has done their homework and determining what type of club they want to form, that is the criteria that they will be putting, and within the parameters of what you can do to form a club with TI, you can put your criteria, who are the ones that will be part of this club. But I will share the two links that I have on to get a couple of ideas of specialty clubs. Any other question?
Thanks for that explanation. So just one more. In terms of the same specialty club, does it mean that the club has to only focus on one thing? For instance, if it's a book club, specialty club, that's only what they focus on, or can they say, okay, we're going for a year and we're going to focus on 4 different things within this specialty club? So we'll be focusing a little bit on book club and maybe put another one. Can it be done that way, or it has to be one thing that you've been specializing in?
Well, if it's a specialty club, you will have to put the criteria, and the criteria, it will go into the constitution and the how you set up the club. Later on, you can change it, but then you will have to go through the process of voting,
amending,
amended, and so on. But if you choose to go for a specialty club, it is because you want to focus on that specific specialty.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Any other question? So far, so good. Okay. So, as I have, let's see, a little bit more time, I would like to ask, we have from the survey, there were a couple of persons that said they are about to start a club. I would like to ask one of them if they would like to unmute, and I will ask a couple of questions. Who was the one that said that they are about to start a club? No one? Okay, I will pick someone then. Let's see here.
Hi, Titi and Fabiola.
Yes, Mark.
Hi. Just let me take my.
Okay. So you are about to start a club, or you just started the club? I think you just started the club.
Yeah, we're in the final days of starting the club.
Okay, so how have you been going about to start or doing, start the club? Have you thought about what type of club you are going to start and what will be your target um, prospects?
Yes, we did.
Mhm.
Initially, the idea was to have a club for young persons,
Okay,
meaning between the ages of 18 to 30.
okay,
So we started off with that target in mind. But along the way, the Toastmaster who came up with the initial idea for us to do it, we pulled together, but we discovered that it was not that easy to get young persons interested to join at this moment. So we had to change our plans, but keep focused on getting the club going and expand the age limit. And by doing that, we were able to capture other persons. So the age limit had changed from that 30 to a little more than that. So, but we did manage to get sufficient persons interested to get the club going.
okay. And at this point, you are ready to with the 20 minimum 20 to start the club, or are you still looking for new persons?
Now, we are ready, and
You,
the final papers will be submitted this coming week.
this coming week, okay. Um, you the person that started or had the idea to start for young people, um, have they put a lot of thought about how to go about it? Because I can think that they have seen a market there. And for me, I think there is a big market still. But the part is, why is it, why did it result difficult to continue with the initial idea?
But
What were the
initially, this person,
bottlenecks?
yes, she works with young persons in the community. And she had, I believe it was around 50 persons that she normally would work with. And she believed it was a good idea to get it started for them. But while we were pitching it to them, we could not get the commitment, sufficient commitment from them. And that is why we had to change the scope of who we were looking at and expand on that.
Okay. These are a couple of the things that, when you have a idea of a group, most of the time the potential is there. And when people start with the process, they come to a halt because they didn't think it completely through. One of the things that is very important when you are targeting a group, you need to also find out, how am I going to reach these persons? Because for me, thinking about a group like that, 18 to 30, especially nowadays, I think those are the persons that you would need to get interested, because the potential of the Toastmaster program is so appealing to this group, and it is also supportive to their career, that you need to grab these persons. Now, not getting commitment also is part of how you set up and think through your plan A, B, C, and D, how to target your group. The idea is good, but you need to, before, as I said, before doing your first demonstration meeting, think through all the possibilities, how you're going to set up your PR campaign, how you are going to continue doing that. To what point are you targeting to get the core group that you need? What are you going to offer them? How are you going to approach them with what? just by inviting them with a flyer? Are you going to give them a, for instance, a training module that they can taste what it is all about? Are you going with a speechcraft, or are you just going to let them hear and invite them to a meeting? If you're going to invite them to a meeting, the demo meeting, what are the things that you are going to put in the demo meeting that will trigger them? And also, it also depends on the team that is behind you to carry this, because also their enthusiasm, their support will help to finish this. And it doesn't stop at just thinking about the idea, starting, and then along the way get the group together, because it will take you more time to finalize this process by doing it along the way than taking, for instance, 2 or 3 months intense preparation, thinking through, making your campaign promotion and everything before even starting with the first one, and even thinking about how to go about getting the funds necessary, not only for the startup kit, but also for the um, the members. For instance, thinking about starting a group like that, and you are on the spot, Mark. I can build on that. Um, the group 18 to 30, that is the group that actually has a lot of money to spend, but they don't know where to spend it on. So actually, finances should not be a problem. The thing is, you will have to let, let them understand and even come up with a financial plan in that aspect with them. For instance, if you're going to start, um, say, okay, it will cost you $100 because you want to get them to contribute with the 125 charter money. So you will divide it into to them also. That will come later. But also you want not only to get the um, new member fee and also the first uh, dues, but also for the second part. So targeting $100 for starter. You can come up with a plan also to let them see, okay, it is $100, but see, if we start now, you can do it in installments, for you thinking that by, for instance, the second month or the third month, you have all the money in place so you can finalize the chartering. So all this you have to think through before you even invite one first person to any endeavor to start a new club. Um, so this is very, very important in order for us to get to come to establishing new sustainable clubs. I hope some of these will still help and trigger to, get where you want to go. Any other questions? We do have about 5 more minutes, I think. Yes, Shirley is saying, I agree, definitely. And this is this is the one thing that frustrates a lot of potential clubs to charter, because it is not thought through completely. And then you will find that a non-Toastmaster that started with enthusiasm and thinking, okay, within 2 months, I can get my own material because the club is charter, so I can log in, sign up, choose my path. And then this person goes on and on for 6 months, even a year, sometimes 2 years before the club is chartered. that person will lose interest. And actually, it is spending money that they are not seeing the benefit out of it. So that is another reason to think it through and get to charter the club as soon as possible from the day that you have your demo meeting to when it is chartered. So the prospects members do get the benefit of having their material to work with. So I hope this will help you. And if there isn't any other question, I would like to end this part with this. And I turn over to our moderator, Pierre. BTM Pierre.
Thank you, IPDD Fabiola Cleofa. Thank you very much for this first part of our workshop. Well done, so much information. And recently, I've just chartered my first club. I learned so much from reading books and articles, anything on how to create new clubs. I've been uh, looking at and calling IPDD, how should I do this, asking for advice. And now in just 40 minutes, you've summarized everything. So those who are attending these sessions are lucky they don't have to go through all this what I did. And I would like to remember that you explained what a member club sponsor is, a club mentor, and you did something that is very important for us who intend to create a new club. Most of the time, we think that the first thing to do is a demo meeting, and you just explained it is not the first step. The first step is to build a team, get to know what you want as a club. Is it a community, a corporate, a specialty club, an advanced club? You shared experiences with us. So that was really relevant and very consistent as a presentation. Thank you very much for this presentation and for always being there for us at District 81. Thank you very much, DT and Fabiola, and I like this presentation.